These are, I believe, this morning, the 10 best teams in the NFL. Here we go.
Herd hierarchy.
Time is now. Let's go.
The top 10 NFL teams according to Colin.
Much to the
Number
chagrin,
10.
much to the chagrin of McIntyre, barely New England. Best coach in the NFL. They've scored 92 points off turnovers, leads the NFL. They're all banged up. So that's not their best. That's why they threw so much behind the line of scrimmage. And here's my thing. They're still very good situationally. And I will say it again. I was impressed with Mac Jones last night. He's got nothing to work with. And I think this kid, we can sit and bang on him, but I watched him last night, and I'm like, he's got a defensive coordinator calling plays. He's barking. He's showing leadership. New England at 10.
Number 9.
The Vikings. I like the Vikings, but there's limitations. First team in league history to win 10 of its first 13 with a negative point differential. They've got a very low ceiling, but they're very capable. They're 9-0 in one-possession games. Credit to Kirk Cousins and the coach. Justin Jefferson is a game changer. They went to Buffalo and won. He can literally win you a game on a road, and there's not many guys like this. A Tyreek Hill, a Justin Jefferson, a Jamar Chase, where they can just, we know quarterbacks. We know Mahomes can do it. He's one of the only non-quarterbacks. You can go on the road, good team, and he just takes the game over. Minnesota 9.
Number 8.
Listen, I'm going to put the Dolphins in there. They're going through a bad stretch. They're struggling in protection. There's a ton of injuries with this team. I did not bail on the Niners earlier this year when they had 7 starters out. I'm not bailing on the Dolphins. They'll score. They'll make the playoffs. They'll sneak in. They will sneak in. I still have so much respect for their receiving core, their left tackle, their head coach. This is a team. They're not going to beat a top team in the league, but they could get into a shootout with teams if they have protection. Absolutely could get into a shootout with a Cincinnati and Buffalo. Hopefully not in a snowstorm, but I put them at 8.
Number 7.
Say what you will about the Ravens, and they drive me nuts. Have you looked at their defense since week 9? It's like 1, 2, or 3 in the league on everything. Yes, they're struggling offensively. But since Roquan Smith got there, 23 takeaways this year, only the Eagles have more. They're going to be in every single football game. They're just going to be in every game. And so to me, you're a top 6, 7 team in the league. If you're in every game, Lamar will eventually get healthy, so they'll be more dynamic offensively. Ravens at 7.
Number 6.
The Cowboys are at 6. They tend to be, they're great when they're playing downhill. The less they rely on Dak, the better. Back-to-back years with 10-plus wins. McCarthy may not be Andy Reid, but he's clearly capable. 400-plus yards in 5 of 6 games. Tony Pollard has emerged as a home run hitter. The key with Dallas is very simple. You got to ask Dak to throw fewer than 35 times. I think we had the stat yesterday. When Mahomes throws 35 times or more, Kansas City's 43-15. When Dallas does it, they lose 2 out of 3. There's a way they have to play to win, but they do it often. They're at 6.
Number 5.
Buffalo. Listen, Josh Allen didn't play particularly well, and they still won. Now, part of that's the Jets' defense. But Von Miller's injury, I think, takes him out of the top 3. Cole Beasley, I'm not sure what that's all about. They've held opponents to 1 touchdown in back-to-back weeks. But I do think Von Miller was brought in for a reason, and he is gone. They do also tend to bail on the running game faster than I like. Right now, they have a knockout punch, but to be a heavyweight champ, do they have a jab? Kansas City's got both. Cincinnati's got both. San Francisco's got both. Got to be more than a knockout specialist. Buffalo at 5.
Number 4.
The Niners at 4. I'd probably have them a spot higher, but Brock Purdy, I don't know in the postseason. They've outscored their opponent since Brock Purdy took over 65-10. They've outgained their opponent in 12 of 13 games. I believe this is the best roster in football. Even their offensive players are physical. They do have a lower ceiling at quarterback. But they're the only team in the NFL, this is an interesting stat, the only team to have more interceptions, 14, than touchdown passes allowed, 11. They are a handful defensively. San Francisco at 4.
Number 3.
But Kansas City worked them in the second half in the Bay Area. I don't take much of the Denver game. They led 27-0. What are you going to do? You're going to go into a locker room, you're going to tell a team, hey, this game's in doubt. I don't care much about that. Number 1 total offense in the league, Mahomes leads the NFL in passing yards. They do, I think, sometimes miss the explosiveness and the urgency that Tyreek Hill could get you. But this is still the most lethal offense, the most clever offense, the most coachable star quarterback in the league. I've got them at 3.
Number 2.
But I do think situationally, Cincinnati's a little better. And I'm going to have the Bengals, who have won 7 of 8 and 9 of 11. Here's the key to this team, though. This offensive line, they went and bought it, right? They went and bought some players. They were really rough in the first 2 or 3 weeks. Burrow is sitting in that pocket with time to throw. And they're running the football. So this is the kind of team that can keep the ball away from Mahomes. That's why Buffalo doesn't scare Kansas City, because they bail on their run game. This team's got 2 running backs. This team's got an offensive line now that will eat the clock and has a star quarterback, Cincinnati, at number 2.
Number 1.
I think we have to give it to Philadelphia. There's a number here that's pretty amazing. They lead the NFL in 110 big plays. That's 11 more than, like, number 2. They've got 3 players on this team with 10-plus scrimmage touchdowns. I think I heard somebody else say this, may have been at this network, but I heard somebody say it this weekend. Anytime a team can beat you like 3 or 4 ways, they feel like a Super Bowl team. They can beat you with defense. They can beat you with a rush. They can beat you on the ground. They can beat you through the air. They can beat you with a quarterback moving. They're just doing a lot of things right. I haven't seen it yet in the playoffs, but this is not a playoff herd hierarchy. This is a regular season herd hierarchy, and right now I have them at number 1. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.